Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday Live. How's everybody doing today? I'll give you guys a second to hop on. Super excited to chat with you guys today and bring you another Thursday live training. And today's training, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different than something that I've talked about before. At least when I was thinking about this, I don't think I've ever brought this to you guys in the group or talked about this. So today's training is going to be really reframing for you and helping you understand really what the three biggest investments are in your business that are invisible investments that actually kill your business growth. Who wants to hear about that? I know it sounds negative, but actually it's going to help your business grow really quickly just by pointing these out to you. And so often we only think about investing in our business in the form of, spending money on ads or things that we pay for, right? But we don't actually think about growing our business with investments in terms of what are the invisible investments that I'm making that I don't even know I'm currently investing right now. Even if you're a beginner, this is going to be valuable to you. If you're a beginner and you're just getting started and you're thinking to yourself, I'm barely spending anything right now. In fact, I'm not even investing. I haven't even spent anything. I'm going to share with you how you have 3 investments that you're currently investing right now into your business that are costing you money, so that you can know how to fix them and grow your business quickly. Let me know if that's something that you want to hear, if that's something that's valuable to you. If you're looking to grow a business and you want to see your business hit goals this year, how many of you have goals for your business this year? Goals for your business in 2021. Leave me a comment. Actually, say hi to me if you're here so I know you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me, if my microphone's on, if we're rocking and rolling and everyone's on the same page here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. So if you're watching this on the replay, comment replay so I can know that you're catching this training. Because I know a lot of times some people like to grab the replay if they're not able to make it to the live. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if this is something you want to talk about, because nobody is teaching this. Nobody is telling coaches how to grow their business quickly by avoiding the things that they're currently investing in that they didn't even know they're investing in, okay? I'm not talking about marketing expenses. I'm not talking about ads. I'm not talking about having employees and your team or branding or anything like that. Okay, these are things you are currently investing in that you probably don't even know. Let me know if you guys want to hear that. Leave me a comment. I'm excited to bring you a Thursday Live. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Who's excited for this? I'm going to pull it up on a different page here so I can see your comments as you guys are bringing them in. Here we go. Pulling you guys up. Say hello. Let me know you're on here today. I can see some faces. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I don't want to get through this whole training and hear the mic's not on. There we go. I can see comments now. Hi, Jane. Hi, Natalia. Good to see you guys. Okay, I'm super pumped for this, so let's rock and roll. You ready for that? So when I first started out in the coaching world, nobody taught me about business, okay? I didn't learn that. I learned nutrition. I learned how to be a health coach, but nobody taught me how to operate a business or even think about investing, right? And I think that this same thought that I had affects a lot of coaches, right? Where I thought in the beginning, I wasn't really investing a lot. I wasn't really costing myself very much money because I just wasn't spending very much at the beginning. And a lot of coaches can wind up with this same philosophy, and it actually causes them to wind up with really big costs in their business, not being aware of this, right? What if you had 5 figures per month in hidden costs and you didn't even know about it? Give me a yes in the comments if you want to know how to avoid 5-figure costs in your business. Give me a yes in the comments if this is something that's interesting. If you guys don't care about losing money or making money, this probably isn't the group for you anyway, because this is the high ticket health coach group. We talk about growing businesses and getting clients and making money. All right, let me know if it's something that you guys care about. Got some yeses, awesome. Okay, so first and foremost, right, the biggest cost in your business, this is so important, and I wish people had told me this earlier in business, but the biggest cost that you have in your business right now is not the money that you're spending out, okay? I want you to really hear me on this. It's not the money that you're actually spending. The biggest investment, the biggest cost in your business right now is the money that you are not making. The single biggest cost in your business is the money that you are not making, right? So you might think to yourself right now, Valerie, I'm doing $2,000 a month right now, or $3,000 a month. And maybe I'm only spending $200 or $300 on advertising right now. Not really, is that the biggest cost, right? Maybe that's your single biggest expense is $200 or $300 on advertising. I don't know. Maybe you're not doing advertising at all. Or maybe you've invested in a certification program and you're thinking, that for sure was my biggest cost. That was a huge investment for me. That cost me a lot so far in my business. What if I told you that that is the least of your costs in your business? The least. And thinking about your business this way is very dangerous for the long-term health of your business. Thinking about your business in terms of, what you've invested in, spent $200 on ads here, I spent money on a certification here, I'm investing all this money. It's actually very dangerous line of thinking because it leads to incorrect decision-making in your business, which costs you money. So why is the biggest expense in your business the money you're not making? Who thinks they understand why that could be? I'm going to break it down for you. So if you are, let's say you're at $2,000 a month in your business, but your business could be at $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, right? Like that's your actual potential. That's what you should be making. The only reason you're not making it is because you just don't have certain things in place in your business. Then the real cost in your business this month, right, is that $20,000 you're not making. How many of you see that? Let me know if I just lost you guys, right? How many of you can see that the biggest cost in your business, if you're only making $2,000, the biggest cost in your business is the potential of the money that you should be making, the money that should be hitting your bank account every month right now. Like there's no reason you shouldn't be earning that money except for it's just money that's not coming in. That's a cost in your business. Does that make sense, you guys? Let me know if you're with me. I know it's a very different way of thinking about business, but once I understood this, right, it gave me courage to make some really tough decisions in my business. Because sometimes you're going to have to invest money. You're going to have to invest into, what it takes to make up that gap, to make up the gap of the 10,000 you should be making, the 20,000 you should be making. So when I first started out, when I first started out in business, nobody taught me this. I was so worried about, spending money on this or spending money on that. Should I be spending money on this training? Should I be spending money on this coaching? Is it safe for me to spend some money on advertising my business right now? And so I remember thinking about my expenses in this very scarce way, where I was scared to do anything. Wow, that's so much money. Wow, I don't know if I can invest that right now. That's a big investment, right? And nobody told me about the investment I was already making. I couldn't feel it. It was an invisible, hidden cost, right? I remember one time there was a mentor that I wanted to work with, okay? So I invested $10,000 to work with this mentor in the beginning. And I think I had $7,000 in the bank, something like that, between checking and saving. I had that was all I had to my name, right? And so obviously I had to find a way to invest that money because I didn't have it, okay? There's another time later on in my business, I invested $30,000 to work with a mentor for a year, okay? And again, a nerve-wracking investment, right? $30,000, it was nerve-wracking. I didn't have $30,000 in my account, right? So I had to put it on a credit card, right? There are so many people, a lot of entrepreneurs or just people who aren't entrepreneurs who would think that was a terrible decision. They would say that is such a bad business decision. I would never do that, right? Maybe you've been told your whole life, don't ever put something on a credit card. If you don't have the money already in your bank account, don't do that, right? And so it affects, once we decide to become entrepreneurs and just business owners, it causes us to make very bad business decisions when we're afraid to invest. So that's why I'm wanting to spare you and show you the hidden cost in your business right now. The hidden cost in your business is the money you're not making. So many people would have said to me, Valerie, why did you spend money or put that on a credit card or a business loan if you don't have the money to pay it off? How is that smart? How is that good business? Coming from people who don't understand business, right? And it comes from understanding this hidden cost. So let me give you the story of two entrepreneurs. Who wants to hear a story right now? I think this is going to really explain to you what I'm trying to get across and how this can actually really make a big impact without us noticing it. We're not even feeling it. Who wants the story? It's a short story. I won't take up too much time. Okay, so the story of two entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur number one and entrepreneur number two. All right? They're both making $3,000 a month at their job. Okay? Let's say after bills are paid, they have, let's say they have $1,000 left over. That's really, really optimistic, right? Let's say $1,000 left over and they both want to start a business, okay? You guys are taking notes, write this down. Entrepreneur number one, entrepreneur number two, they're both starting with the same circumstances. They're both making $3,000 a month. They're both saving $1,000 a month into savings, which is really good for most people making $3K a month, right? But they both recognize they need help getting their business started. It's going to cost them $10,000 in startups to get their startup business going. Since they don't have a successful business yet, they don't have a bunch of cash lying around ready to invest, right? Because if they did have the cash lying around, that's probably because their business is already making money. All right? So entrepreneur number one doesn't understand the hidden cost in business. Doesn't understand the biggest cost in business is the money he's not making. Okay, so he waits to invest. He says, let me give myself 6 months to a year to save up that $10,000 and start my business. So he plans to take, let's say he plans to take 3 months, but then life happens. He wasn't able to save that much. Certain months he didn't save anything at all. Other months he was able to save. Let's say he eventually gets the money and it takes him a full year putting away that $1,000 to come up with the investment. And again, I'm being really optimistic. Most people aren't able to save what they intend to save because life happens. So let's say at the end of the year, he actually saves the $10,000. He feels really good. He feels like he's making a good decision with his money now because he saved it up and he's paying for it all up front with his own hard-earned saved money, right? Entrepreneur number 2, same date, same income, same circumstances, knew he didn't have the money laying around to grow his business, knew that he was missing a couple key things, and his business had so much potential to be amazing. Without those key things, his business was stuck. Entrepreneur number 2 knew the hidden cost of business wasn't the $10,000 that he needed to invest in startup to get his business going. The hidden cost in business was the $17,000 every single month he was leaving on the table by not bringing in $20K per month, what his business actually should be making right now, right? So he took out the business loan, the $10K to start up his business, and understood that every month he was making 20 grand. If he stayed at the $3K, it was going to cost him $17K. You guys with me on the math? I know math is not my strong suit either. You guys with me so far? So if you really want to make your stomach flip, thinking about this investment, thinking about the math, right? If you really want to invest, like look at the real cost for entrepreneur number 1, if $17,000 per month was the hidden cost, what his business should actually be making, if you multiply 17K by 12 months, which is how long it took entrepreneur number 1 to save up his own money to invest, who's doing the math right now? That's actually $204,000 in cost. Money that should have been going into his bank account every single month. Money that he should have been making every single month. He didn't have the systems and the strategy in place. Entrepreneur number 2 understood the biggest cost in business is the money that you're not making. Do you see how if you understand this cost, it makes it way less scary to invest in your business? It's like, do you want to lose the $200,000 by sitting around? Maybe you're saving $1,000 a month. A lot of people aren't able to save even that much a month. A lot of people are just getting by. This is the hidden cost in business. This is the hidden invisible cost. That's why we don't see it when we're looking at our business. We think it's safe. We think we're just living this mediocre life because it's the safe thing to do. It's the reliable thing to do. It's an invisible cost. People are so ingrained, so afraid to spend money, to take out business loans, to take out startup costs in their business. I hear this all the time with coaches who have bad money mindsets. You know what I don't hear those coaches saying? I don't hear those coaches saying, you know what, I'm afraid I won't hit my full potential. I'm afraid I'll meet the coach that I could have been 6 months from now. And that coach will be completely different than the coach that I'm becoming. Because my business is stuck, my business isn't growing. I'll meet the future version of myself that has 6 figures in the bank 6 months from now, and instead, I'll be in the same spot today. Because I haven't been able to save money, I haven't been able to get my business going. Because I'm just barely getting by, because I'm living from this reality that thinks my biggest cost is the money that I'm investing into my business right now. Can I get an amen in the comments if this is hitting home? Let me know if this resonates or if you guys think this is clear as mud. How many of you think that's uncomfortable to think about? Money that you should be making, could be making right now, that you're not making. And why are you okay with it? If you're okay with it, why? If you know your business should be making 20K per month right now, but you just are stuck, you don't have the systems in place, your business doesn't have key processes in place, that's it? Why is that okay? Why is it okay for you not to be able to help the people you could be helping right now? And for a lot of our clients, this is the biggest shift that happens to them when they come into OCI. We get a lot of feedback from clients who, they have a lot of breakthroughs as soon as they come in. As soon as they start working with us, they start to see what's possible, and they realize the hidden cost that they weren't aware of before. They didn't even know that it was possible for them to be making the kind of money that they're making now, right? So if you're operating your business from this situation, in a situation where, you don't know the hidden cost, you don't know other people around you who are showing you the true potential of what you could be making, what you should be making right now, right? You're gonna think, well, if I'm just making like 2K a month in my business, I'm crushing it. I'm doing okay. I don't see a cost here. Which reality do you want to operate from? Which reality do you want to live your life from? Where do you want it to be in 6 months from now? Super important question that you need to ask yourself, right? Surround yourself with people who show you what you could be making, should be making right now, right? And right now, if your business is doing $5,000 a month, right? But in the next 6, 7 months, you could be making $100,000 if you're really willing to commit, if you're really willing to go and do the work. Is that a reality that you want to have in 6 months? Are you willing to take a look at the hidden costs in your business right now of you sitting in the same spot you are right now 6 months from now? So I really want this to just be an opportunity for you guys to start exploring your goals, right? We're coming to the end of Q1 for 2021. Where do you want to be 6 months from now? Right? Maybe that's your first $5,000 a month. Maybe that's $20,000 a month. Whatever it is, type it in the chat. I'm actually curious. Type in the chat, leave me a comment. What do you want your goal to be 6 months from now? What is that number? Like, say it out loud. And then ask yourself, what's missing? What's keeping you where you are right now? What's keeping you from getting where you want to go? What is that thing that's the gap that's standing in the way, that's keeping you stuck? And if you don't have certainty on exactly what's missing, because it's probably 1 or 2 things max. It's not going to be 10 things. If you don't have certainty on what it is, that's your hidden cost right there, not knowing. Paying that tuition check every single month to the university of not knowing. That's what's keeping you from earning that income right now. All right? So if your goal is $10,000 a month, why isn't it 20? Why isn't it 30? What is it that's keeping you from getting there? How many of you have clarity on what your goal is? We have actually looked at this. We've actually looked at some of our most successful clients in OCI, and we're studying like what causes them to be successful. Why are some clients more successful more quickly? What's going on there? What are some of the common denominators, right? And so we actually look through the applications of people that apply for OCI and review their applications to see what were their goals, what were they actually after. You know what we don't look at? How much are they making when they started OCI? What's their current income? Right? Because we've found that there is no common denominator. You could be making nothing. You could be making a decent income with your six figures a year, say, with a 9-to-5 job. That is no correlation to how well your business will do. You know what the correlation was? What did they say their goal for their business was? How much did they say they wanted to make? Right? What did they say was reasonable? What were they reaching for? A lot of you are thinking, it's not possible for me to be hitting 10K per month right now because I haven't even started. And 100% of the time that people feel that way, it's because you don't have clarity on what's missing, on what you need to get there. So what happens when you don't think it's possible? You don't set that as a goal right now. You're never going to hit it. I'm still figuring it out, I'm just getting started, that's the reason you're not hitting your goal. You don't understand the hidden cost in business is the money that you're not making right now because you don't even think it's possible to be making that money right now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not just like, that's common sense. Like, why would you try? Like, I wouldn't try. I'm not going to try to do something that I know I can't do, is not possible for me right now. Right? And for a lot of clients, you've been, surrounded by, nobody in your life has ever made that kind of money, or nobody in your life has ever grown a business or seen that kind of success. So it can be like where you grew up. Maybe it's a mentality. Maybe it's, the way things always were, right? So the first thing you need to do is just start introducing yourself to this sense of like what's possible and get really clear on what the gap is in your business that's keeping you from being there right now. That is your biggest hidden cost. And if you're still listening to this and you're not getting that, that is your biggest cost, being uncertain about what that gap is, right? Number two, we've got 3 hidden costs. That's the first one, that's the biggest one. The second cost in your business is the time that you are wasting. The time that you are wasting. How many of you feel like you wish you had more time in the day? How many of you feel like you wish you had more hours in the day? It's very hard to focus on growing a business because time is limited. You have responsibilities, you have a job, you have a family, you have people that are relying on you, right? The second biggest cost in your business is the time that you are wasting. Because here's the thing, you guys, we can always make more money. There's an unlimited amount of money that you can make. You spend money, you can always get it back. What's the one thing that you can't get back? What's the one thing that you can't get back? Easy question. The one thing that you can't get back, time. Once that moment is gone, it's gone forever. You can't get it back. So once you spend that hour, researching your website or, the best place to host a website. Should I do Wix? Should I do Squarespace? Right? Coming up with a business plan, right? That should not take you months to figure out. I see coaches spending a lot of time putting this together, right? You cannot get that time back. The time that you think you're spending on coming up with your plan, figuring out your website, researching what other people are putting in their programs. Who's guilty of that? Spending time researching like what other health coaches or people who have similar programs to you are offering, what their programs look like. Researching what other people are charging. What are my competitors charging? What do their programs look like? Researching. Comparing ourselves to others, worrying that the market is too saturated already. We're too late to the game. It's already saturated. Trying to DIY it. Trying to piecemeal it all together from the research that we have, you know, joining a bunch of groups, downloading a bunch of podcasts, you know, screenshotting things, and trying to piecemeal it all together like a big puzzle. I'm speaking from experience here. This is why I know this, okay? I'm guilty. I've lost days doing this in the beginning. Just really trying to figure out the most unproductive things in my business that felt very important. And the reason why this is so deceiving is because when you spend time on these things, you give your brain that little dopamine hit. It feels like you're doing something really important in your business. It feels like you're really focusing on your goals. And that's the lie, because it makes you feel like your business is going somewhere and you're not going anywhere. And you can't get that moment back. You can't get that time back. Why do you think we hide in busy work? Who thinks they have an answer? Like, if you were to guess, why do people hide behind busy work? Distract themselves with busy work. Because at the end of the day, if you take a look at busy work and what it really is, like when you know something, you should be doing something in your business, but you go and distract yourself by, you know, looking at different like web developers or trying to figure out your brand colors or trying to get a photo shoot lined up and looking for photographers, anything to distract yourself with busy work. What do you think is behind all of that? My coaches out there, you guys know this. Why do your clients hide behind busy work? Bingo. Bingo. Afraid of success, afraid of failure, right? Because if you really peel it back, the reason that you hide behind busy work is being afraid to fail. Being afraid of putting something out there and nobody buying it. Spending time outlining, vision mapping, putting a business plan together, because at the end of the day, I can't fail if I'm still planning. At the end of the day, it feels like we did something that was safe and wise in our business. We're just trying to get it right. We're just trying to get it figured out. And it doesn't move the progress needle at all. Right? So if you can't get that moment back and you're losing time, you're also losing the income that you should be making right now. You guys seeing how this fits together? I would do this all the time. I would waste so much time on things that don't matter. And it's a way of avoiding rejection. Invent things to do that feel important so I can avoid doing the scary things like making offers. Right? Putting myself out there, letting people know I'm open for business. Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still not sure what my offer should be. I'm still not sure what my price should be. Right? I'm the first person to admit I'm guilty of this. I've done this before, and it cost me so much money. It was a hidden cost. I didn't even notice it was happening. That's why it's so dangerous. So many of you don't even realize how much money you're leaving on the table every month because you're so scared to start. You're so scared to lose something, to fail. Or so scared of who you would become if you actually were the coach that made $20,000 a month. So let's go find other things that feel important to figure out and spend our time on that. That feels productive. It's not producing anything at the end of the day. Third hidden cost. For those of you taking notes, we've talked about 2 already. This is the final one. This is also extremely important. Who's ready for number 3? Go into the comments and type 3 if you want me to give you the third, the final hidden cost in your business. It's gonna make you a lot of money if you guys take this seriously and actually take this to heart, what I'm telling you today. Go into the comments and type 3 if you want to hear the third hidden cost in business. I'll take a sip of my water. If you guys don't care, that's fine. I just want to save you guys some money. I want to help you guys make lots of money in 2021. Well, let me know if you want that too. Awesome. Seeing a couple threes come in. I love it. All right, this is the final cost for those of you taking notes. The final hidden cost, the hidden investment that you're making into your business without even knowing it, is actually just doing the wrong thing, the wrong strategy, the wrong work every day. Right? It's getting lost in doing the wrong things, which will kill your time, right? So this comes down to like following a strategy that's suboptimal, right? So for example, what does this mean? How do I know if I'm doing the wrong thing? Let's just say somebody told you that the best way for you to, break into the high ticket coaching world is to go on Instagram and try to grow a massive amount of followers. Like try to hit 100K, become an influencer, right? Or just try to hit 10K, make a number, try to hit a target, try to grow a massive amount of following, right? Let's just say that's what you've been taught. Because I know there are people out there who have been told this and have spent years being consistent, posting every day, creating content, trying to grow a massive following on Instagram, right? How many of you have thought of that before? Like, well, maybe I just need to grow a big following, and started researching how to do that. And maybe I need to use certain hashtags, how to know what hashtags to use, trying to get people to follow you, following other people so maybe they'll follow you, right? And what happens is you can literally lose years going down that rabbit hole, trying to get people to, if they follow me, they're going to know that I'm open for business. They're going to see my posts and they're going to somehow become a client. Right? I want you to think about that. How long do you think it would actually take you to grow a huge following? How do you know how big the following needs to be? Do I need to buy followers? Do I need to follow people and unfollow them? How do I get them organically? All of these things. And it becomes this really big, overwhelming task to try to figure out, how am I going to get followers on Instagram? Right? Do you guys have an Instagram? Does anybody even have an Instagram? Please tell me. Or maybe it's Facebook. Maybe you're like, I just have to grow, I'll boost some posts on my Facebook page and it'll get people to like my page. I'll get a bunch of likes on my page. These are just examples of time-wasting strategies, suboptimal strategies, right? So it doesn't feel like it costs you anything because, I just didn't make anything and I also didn't spend anything to do it, right? But it actually ate up the time that you could have been making money right now by doing all the things that don't work. The third biggest cost in your business is doing the wrong work. Do you have an offer that's high value? Do you know how to package it in a way where people are willing to spend $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 to work with you? If you don't know how to do that, that's the first thing you need to figure out. How do I put together an offer that's high value, that's worth that? And if you have that already, maybe you're thinking, I have my program. Listen, I invested the time. I spent so much time putting together this amazing offer. My program's there. I just don't know how to find the buyers. Do you have your message packaged correctly so that the buyers recognize it the second they see it? Is it clear? It's not enough for me to understand. Like, you could tell me about it and I get it. I know exactly what you're doing and why it's amazing, and I see the value. But it's not enough for me to see it. Your ideal clients need to have 100% clarity when they see your message. How many of you feel like you have that right now? 100% clarity that if somebody sees your message, they know exactly that it's for them. They see the value and they would spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for that value. How many of you feel like, you know what, I kind of have it in my head, but I don't know how to put it all together? If you don't recognize that that's the first thing, then you're spending your time on the wrong things. And that is a huge hidden cost in your business. Do you have your messaging and your packaging together? And number two, do you have a way to get it in front of the right people? Are you getting it in front of the right people right now? Right? If you're not sure that the people that are following you on your platforms, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, are the right people, then you're doing the wrong thing, just continually putting your message in front of the wrong people. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, if you have the best package and the best message and you put it out there to the wrong people, what's going to happen? That's a huge cost in your business, doing the wrong thing, putting your message in front of the wrong people. Do you have a system in place to go out and find the right people that are actually prioritizing this work in their life, that are actually looking for it right now, that actually want to invest $5,000 in a coach? How many of you know there's actually buyers out there right now that are looking for that? And if you don't think they're out there, is it because you don't think there's any buyers out there out of the millions of people who are looking for help in their life? Or do you just not know how to find them? If you're attempting to do the wrong thing, if you're doing any of these wrong things to find clients, it's costing you money. You guys starting to see that if you don't have a way to get your message in front of the buyer, the person that's actually looking to invest, it's costing you money. It's also keeping you from helping those people that are looking for you right now. It's keeping you from helping the people that actually need help right now. So those are the three biggest costs in your business. Number one, it's the money you're not making. It's the 20 grand a month you're not making right now. That's what it's costing you every single month that you stay stuck. That's a very real cost, whether it feels real or not, because your lifestyle is staying the same. It's still a real cost. It's money that should be in your account right now. Number two is the time that you are wasting. You can never get that moment back, right? Time that we spend hiding, time that we spend in confusion, time that we spend in overwhelm. All of that is a choice. You can choose in any moment to let go of that, to let go of being stuck, to let go of being overwhelmed, to let go of hiding. Time is the only thing that you can't get back. You can invest money and get more money back. You can't invest time and ever get that time you invested back. Make sure you're investing time in the right things. And number three is actually using the right strategy, actually following the right strategy. If you don't have an offer that's high value and delivers amazing results, and if you don't have it packaged correctly so that the message is clear for that person who's looking for it right now, if you don't have that and you're spending your time doing other things, you are wasting time doing the wrong things. And if you don't have a way to get it in front of that person who's looking for it right now, you're wasting your time doing the wrong things. If you're putting it out there to people you know aren't looking to invest $5,000 in a coaching package, then you're doing the wrong thing. And there is a way to get clarity on that right now. If you feel like you're missing any of these things, if you feel like you need help with your packaging and your messaging, if you feel like you need help with putting a system in place to get it in front of the person who's looking for it right now, or if you just feel like you're you're wasting money every month by the money that you're not earning. And you have goals for yourself this year. You want to make sure you're hitting them before the year gets away from you. Schedule a time to chat with someone from my team. This is not a sales call. This is not a sales conversation. She's going to chat with you about your business and help you understand what's missing, what the gaps are for you right now, and give you clarity. And that is her whole job. If you want to talk about what it would look like to work with OCI, she can connect you with that right person, right? Who could help you have that conversation about working with OCI. But if you're not in that spot, just schedule time to talk with her, and at least she'll give you some clarity on what's missing in your business right now. Because I don't want to see any of you actually investing into these 3 investments that are killing your business right now. So if you want clarity on any of these things, if you feel like you're not sure what strategy you should be using, if you feel like you're not sure what you should be spending your time on, you want to make sure you're not wasting your time or wasting it doing the wrong things, schedule time to talk to her. Go into the comments and type grow. Go into the comments and type grow so she knows that you want to chat with her. Again, she's not our sales rep. She's not going to make you an offer. You can't buy anything from her even if you wanted to, but you can talk about OCI if you want to. She'll connect you with that person. But at the very least, she's going to give you massive clarity and laser focus on what you can change right now. What are the main things missing for you that you can change right now to start filling that gap, that biggest cost, that money that you're not making every single month? Go into the comments and type grow. If you're watching this on the replay, type grow in the comments so that she can see you. And we'll keep an eye out on it for the next couple of days. See if you want to chat with her. Again, she's one of our business specialists, so she'll be able to understand what's going on in your business specifically, the things that you've been researching, the things that you've been wondering about, feeling stuck about, help you get clarity so your business can keep moving forward. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely Thursday. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day and an amazing weekend ahead of you. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.